Who has the right of way? Welcome to episode 39 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus. I'm Jane Ubel, and of course with me today is our ever-wise driving expert, Mike Pehl. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing well.
All right. And of course, we have our loyal seeker of student observations, Natasha Johnson. What say you?
Hello. Doing well, thank you.
All right. Well, let's begin with you, Natasha. What student observation do you have for us today?
Yes, so enrichment activity number 6 from Drive Safe, Ride Safe course has students asking their parents if they can be the co-pilot. What this means is that the student will be in the front passenger seat and will advise their parents when it's safe to proceed through a green light, whether it's safe to take a left turn, etc. The adult driver, typically the parent, will actually make the final decision, but it will be an exercise for them to build the judgment and evaluation skills that will be necessary for them during driving practice once they have their learner's permit. Josie from Breckenridge, Minnesota, was out driving with her mom as a co-pilot when she came to a four-way stop. She told us that the four-way stop had turning lanes. She was not sure who had the right of way.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, I have this, man. Hey, Josie, by the way, I was born in Breckenridge. This is awesome.
Oh,
Yes, so I actually I know the stop sign she's talking about.
Oh,
that's
that's even
fun.
better.
That's even better. Yeah, and I still have brothers and sisters that live there, so I do go there. So, okay, so first of all, everybody needs to know that, you know what, if we got all the drivers in the US world, whatever, to do these enrichments like we do at Drive Safe, Ride Safe, you guys see what we've developed here? These kids are not reading a book, sitting in a classroom. They're actually out doing visuals, and they came across something. And it got to get dissected right there in the car, confusion, whatever. Parent didn't maybe know how to answer the question because let's face it, driver's ed has come a long way in the last 40 years. You know what? So if you don't teach it regularly, I don't know if you have the right answer. Not that I do, but I think I do. But anyway,
I think you do too.
yeah.
so listen, everybody's has the thought that at a four-way stop, the person to the right goes first. That is not true. All right. That is at a uncontrolled intersection. The person to the right goes first. We always yield to the right. But when it's a controlled intersection by traffic lights, stoplights, stop signs, yield signs, that tells us who has the right of way. So the sin of a four-way stop is when three cars get there at the same time and everybody stops. We've all been there. Everybody gets there and they stop, and all of a sudden everybody releases and they go a little bit farther and stop again because they don't know who has the right of way. So at a four-way stop, the first one to stop gets to go, which means before you stop, you need to be counting, okay, they're going to stop first, so they're number one. That one's number two. I'm going to be number three. You make your stop. You watch number one proceed. You watch number two start to proceed. And before that number two gets out of that intersection, you need to show your tires starting to roll. It doesn't mean hit the gas and hit them, but people are watching your movement because it's your turn. If you hesitate, you're going to lose your turn. And now you've messed up the whole cycle. Natasha, I see you nodding your head saying, I've been there, right?
Yep, sure have.
Yeah, so that's if people would watch how they stop as they come to that stop sign, start counting. Who's going to be there first when I get there? Okay, the person to my left's got one. Person straight across is going to be two. Oh, I'm number three. And then that's number four. And we still have to start watching. So just if you watch that movement, it will be much easier for you to maneuver through it. And keep this in mind always. We still never have the right of way, even though you did it right. So you're always watching them front tires. They don't lie. because you always have that not so friendly person, I'll be nice, that doesn't want to wait their turn. They stop and they go. Okay, they think they can beat you.
Yeah. They're more
So
important than the other.
yes, yes,
Yes.
they're more important. So anyway, like I say, if we get a different mindset on that, your four-way stops will start to roll a lot better.
That's perfect. Now,
I
okay,
love it.
I'm just gonna add to that, or add a question, is she said, and I was confused by the fact that there was a right turn lane. Is that anything we need to worry about, or how do you manage that?
Well, that would actually even be easier because there's two people that are going to affect her right turn. Is the person across from her that's making a left. Okay, because they're going to actually come into there. So who was first between them two, or the person to her left that is going straight? So she's got the right turn adds another ingredient to it, but it eliminates, she is taking a right. So the person directly beside her that's going to go straight is not going to ever interfere with her. So her people she has to watch out for is the one coming straight across, because she's making a right. So straight across or taking a left, because the person on her right is not, even if they're taking a left, is never going to interfere with her. So there's only two cars that are going to interfere with that right turn on that four-way stop. So again, sit there and know the strategy is pay attention to the stops before you as you get there. Too many people race up to them stop signs, they stop, and then they figure out what they're going to do, and it's too late. And that's what messes the whole cycle up. So now we got road rage starting because you should have gone when you didn't go, and they should have gone when they didn't go, and they didn't know. So that's what I'm out trying to say is I make it a point, I'll brake faster so I don't stop even with somebody else. Meaning I'll control that stop sign. I watch the people coming in and I'll brake slower so I don't have to make my complete stop until I know I'm going to have a solid turn. My turn is going to be second. My turn is going to be third. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be fourth. Okay. So like
But
I said,
that's interesting because the idea of thinking about it before you get there. I mean,
yes.
that's the whole thing of seeing the whole big picture, not just I'm stopping.
And remember this, it's supposed to be there. You know, sometimes signs fall off, nuts, bolts, rust off, get vandalized, got hit by a car. But when you approach a stop sign, if it doesn't say four-way stop underneath that sign, a little sign, that means it's a two-way stop. Cross traffic doesn't stop. So if you don't see that four-way underneath the sign, start looking for that also. Because now, because I don't want you to stop and pull in a T-bone, you know. So, but if you don't see it, look for the back of the left and right signs to see if there's a stop sign, because you won't see their red stops. You'll just see the backs of them. So, and remember, if it doesn't say four-way stop, probably not a four-way stop. Get ready. So,
All
there
right.
you go.
Well, another great knowledge for me, because sometimes you don't think about that. You
Yeah.
forget to think about it, even though you go there. So
Enrichments.
I
Yeah.
know they enrich all of us.
Yeah. Let me enrich you.
That's right. Well, thanks, Mike. That was great. Appreciate that. And of course, we also want to thank you and appreciate you for sharing our podcasts and being here with us today. Please check out our other episodes by going to drivesaferidesafe.com/podcast. Or you can go and see us if you want at youtube.com/drivesaferidesafe1, the number, not the word. And this YouTube channel not only holds our podcast, but also more than 100 short reels with driving tips on almost every topic. And so we'd love to hear from you too. So if you want to email us your questions or driving stories to drivesaferidesafe@gmail.com, we'd love to hear from you. And of course, this has been episode 39 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus podcast. And we want to remind you to
Drive safe.
Ride safe.
.com.
Bye.
Bye.